Okay. What's that
What's it?
experience?
Four for me? It's a surreal feeling. It's a great feeling to wake up and knowing you're going to play on a special day and knowing the world's going to be watching. It's only a selected few games are going to be played. So I think it's a surreal feeling. It's definitely something that we all should embrace and take in to be special, a special moment in our career. So that's my message to the younger guys. Like, these days don't come often, so embrace it and cherish it.
Younger guys,
First time, huh?
have never played on the game. Your first one where you?
I was nervous. I'm going to tell you, I was nervous. I was starting. I was scared. I wasn't scared, but I was nervous because I was like, man, this is a special day, you know? I remember growing up watching these games. These are the games that you sit back home, you may have a sleepover with your AAU team, and you just watching these games, you know? These are the games. So I was just nervous, my first game. But obviously, after I played it, I was like, I want the next year. I want to play the next year Christmas Day game. I think these guys are going to feel the same way. Devin's going to feel the same way. They're going to want to play this game pretty much for the rest of their career because it's such a special game.
What was the first one?
The first one, I think I was going to New York, Boston, New York. Garden, 12 o'clock. Woo. That was special. We got the win, too. It was Carmelo win. Carmelo was high usage, shooting 30 times a game. That was my assignment. It was great. It was great, though. We got the win.
Is that the special part of these games where you kind of think where you were and you realize like everyone's with their family and their friends?
Yep.
There's no really other game like that.
Yeah, you just know everyone's watching. You just know in the back of your head, like, families are together watching basketball. You may have, you know, just like Thanksgiving, I'm sure football players may feel the same about Thanksgiving. You know, you're just watching football on Thanksgiving. Basketball is a day where you're just watching it. You just open gifts early, and you got a noon game coming in real soon on the East Coast. So it's just fun to be a part of.
You played a handful of matinee games now earlier in the day. Is there anything special you do with that type of game?
Repeat that question, I'm sorry.
So you played a handful of games now that start like
early,
afternoon, early. Is there anything special that you try and do on those days?
Well, I think you want this early game because you want to spend that evening with your family. So, because you're going to be so locked in on the game leading up to that point. So I'm away from my family when I wake up. I open a few gifts with my daughter, do that a few times, but I'm going to take my nap. I'm going to get ready. And then after the game, you want to give all your attention to your family because, you know, but I think that's the special thing about having a noon game or early day game. I think who gets the lesser end of the stick is the night game for a team who's traveling or the home team because you're just giving your whole day to the game. You don't have time to really spend with your family. So I feel for those guys, but at the same time, I'm sure they're appreciative of the whole thing and playing on the Christmas Day. So it's a bittersweet feeling, but it's great. It's great to be a part of.
Something Cam said from last year's Christmas, you guys were in Phoenix, but then you traveled to Sacramento later that day.
We did.
And he remembers like scrounging his freezer, just trying to find food. Nowhere was open for delivery. Is
it
crazy
day.
to think like a year later we're kind of back to normalcy or something like
That
that?
is crazy. I remember that trip. It was a tough trip, but things are uncertain right now, and we're living in a moment of uncertainty. So we got to deal with it. We got to embrace it as much as possible and lean on your guys, lean on your friends to get you through times like this. So it is different times right now. Tough.
Does that make it a little bit more challenging with like players when they got guys in and out of hotels, that kind of thing hanging overhead?
Not really, because these guys, the Warriors play a certain way. They play a certain style of basketball. No matter who's on the court, they're going to play the same style of basketball. So you're preparing for the style. You obviously going to know personnel. You're going to know the guys that's on the court. But they have a certain style they want to play. And we know how they want to play. So you got to try to take away that. I think that takes away from knowing who's in and out of the lineup because they're such a good team. And Steve Kerr does such a great job of making those guys play a certain way, no matter who plays. So we're pretty much dead on them with the scouting report. We just got to go out and execute it.
How does you guys wanting to play your style versus them wanting to play their style?
That's the game.
I remember last time it was kind of about who was speeding up, who won.
Yep, that's the game. I think who's imposing their will the most wins these games because you got to look at two teams who have a certain style of play, like a really certain style of work. So you got to really try to impose your will more than those guys and take those guys out of a lot of stuff they want to do as much as possible. It's very easy to be said, hard to be done, but it definitely can be done, and we got to get the job done. See y'all tomorrow. Merry Christmas. Thank you. Same to you guys.